Welcome back for part two of our quick start or every 5 minutes WordPress series. What we're going to do here is we're going to run through the next tab. In the first video, we went ahead and installed WooCommerce and gave the initial store address and initial general settings configured. Now we're going to run through the products tab where we're going to be able to set up individual pages. We're going to set placeholders. We're going to choose the measurements for shipping and such, as well as configure the reviews and what that actually means. So quickly here, we just went back into WooCommerce, into settings, and then we clicked on the products tab, and then we land on general. So from here, what WooCommerce does when we initially install WooCommerce is it adds a page, which is the shop page. So if we were to go to our store, so up in the top left corner, and then visit store here, we'll open a new tab. This is essentially what they see. It adds a page for us, and it adds the shortcode here, where it basically says this is our main shop page, basically the page where all the categories are listed and all the products and such like that. So if you need to change that for whatever reason, you can do it here. Typically, this is just left alone, but you can name shop to store or whatever you want to name it. The name of this page makes no difference. The next option here is add to cart behavior. So basically, when you go in and you click that add to cart button, you're basically telling it, what should we do now? And some people, if you want it to basically, you only have a few products, one person's going to buy one product and check out. They're not going to add a bunch of things to the cart. What that basically is this option here redirects to the cart after successful addition. What this is they click add to cart, and instead of it popping up a notice that says, hey, your product has been added, continue shopping, it will automatically direct that user to the cart. This next option down here is basically enabling what's called an ajax add to cart button on archive, which basically is on the shop page or category pages or anything like that. They will also have the add to cart button on those pages. So rather than opening up an individual product, going and clicking add, and then going back to the category and then clicking on the other product and clicking add, you can basically click add, 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 and then you've added those three products to the page, or to your cart, sorry. On this next part here, your placeholder image is basically just a standard image that WooCommerce adds automatically. I'll show you quickly what that is. It's this image here. It automatically pulls in. You can see item number 5 up here. So if you want to change that to something else, you just need to put in the ID or the URL there, and you can use basically whatever you want. A lot of people like to customize this. Otherwise, any product that does not have an image added to it will get this default image. So I recommend changing it because it's not really on brand to have it that way. Next up are your measurements. So this is how much it weighs and the size of the packaging, essentially. So the unit itself, you can do kilograms, grams, pounds, or ounces. So depending on where you are in the world, you might use different options here. In the States, we would obviously use ounces, and then that would basically round up to specific pounds, or if your stuff is heavier, then you can switch it over to pounds depending on what you're looking for, or whatever you want to use. Same thing with dimensions here. This is basically how you're going to measure that package. So on the product page, which we'll get to in a later video, we'll actually go through and add in the shipping dimensions so that you can actually go in and say, okay, it is 8 inches by 11 inches, and that is the size of this package. But if you choose meters or centimeters, it's going to be a wildly different size package. So when you it tries to calculate the shipping, it'll be incorrect. Next down is reviews. So we're going to enable product reviews, which is great for SEO. We're going to show verified owner on label on customer reviews, which basically means that that person, we know they purchased. So this is a verified owner of the product. Now, this option down here basically sets it up as only people that we've verified as an owner can leave reviews, which is pretty cool. Next up is the product ratings, and this is your star ratings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, and then star ratings are required, not optional. Once you get that set up, you're all set.